Hey everyone, it's Stewart, and I thought I'd make a second video, a sequel or a remake on how to make your own home recording studio, because that got pretty big. And I've been able to answer a lot of questions for you guys and stuff, and that's been really great, and I really appreciate you guys coming to me. But I wanted to make a second video that is updates from the first one, which is more than a year ago. So I have a lot of changes, and I've done a lot of new things, and I use a lot of equipment, and there's some mistakes that I want to correct from the previous video. So hopefully you guys have been following the series. If not, it should be linked all around your screen right now. And let's get started. I'm also going to do a quick studio tour since a few people have asked for that as well. Let's get going. So on the vocal end of recording, I am still adamant about the Audix OM2. I think the Audix OM2 is the best audio mic you can buy in the market. I think it's a great quality mic. I think it's very inexpensive. You can buy it for $100 new at pretty much any retailer. Or if you look on Guitar Center's used section, this is kind of a good tip for home recording studio people, is that if you go on Guitar Center's used section and type in the stuff you want, it gives you all of that stuff that is used all around their stores. And if you call that store, they will ship the item to you, regardless of where you are. And this is really nice because Guitar Center does not have a catalog telling their store owners and store managers what to price each item at, which means one guy can put an Audix OM2 on for $50 and one guy can not care and put one on for $35. I actually got this exact one for $35. It was a really great deal, and I got it with $5 shipping, and it came from like Montana or something, but it was just some store owner who just put it on for $35. So definitely check that out. I'll put a link to it in the bottom. But I still highly suggest the Audix OM2 for vocal recording, any sort of audio recording, definitely guitar recording. I think it works great for acoustic guitars, and I think it works great for miking electronic amps. So let's get going. So what you see behind me right now is a little table where I put my MacBook when I record in the studio. What I'm using right now from the update of the first video is I used to use the Tascam US 144, and that was a really good audio interface. But the problem was when I started recording with bands and with multiple people, that didn't work because you can only record 2 inputs on that. So I upgraded to the Tascam US 800. Okay, now this has 6 inputs and 8 outputs. It's a really nice recording device. I got it from a musician's friend for like 200 bucks. And I think it works really great because it has 6 inputs. They all input individually on individual tracks. That means you can record basically an entire band depending on how many times you want to mic each person. So I definitely would suggest that. And if you want to go higher end, there are a few other Tascams or other companies that make higher end ones that go 8 input, 16 input, 20 input. And please ask me about those and I can direct you to those, especially since I'm not positive if the US 800 is being sold anymore. I think they recently discontinued it, even though I'm sure you can find it used, and it is a really great product that I would suggest. I would suggest Tascam because I've gone through numerous products and different companies, and I found that Tascam does make the best audio interfaces. So that is the update on my audio interfaces from the last video. So here's the magical recording closet that I like to call it, okay? This has got all my stuff in it. The studio you've been seeing is out there. So I have guitars hanging on the wall right here, and ones I don't like to play very much. I should put that back on the wall. There we go. Okay, I hang mic stands directly on this, and you'll be able to see it easier when I go into it later in the video. I hang cords all the way through it, and I have instruments back there. I have a djembe back there, I have a ukulele over here, I keep my guitar amps right here, I have a cabinet back there, a tabletop electronic drum set that I like to use for really basic drum tracks, because honestly I can't really play drums, but it's a great way to get basic drum tracks in the background of a song. And I have music stands and guitar stands, harmonicas. So if it's musical related and I need it for recording, it's back here. So I'd like to touch on audio a little bit because that was something that people had the most issues with when I first did the first video. I would like to talk about that I no longer recommend the Skull Candy headphones. I think they're great if you're just starting off and you don't really know what's what and you need something to listen to your audio in. I think those work fine, and for the money they work great. since I do these tailored towards the budget, you know, home recording studio type person, I would suggest you either go find studio monitors, and I would love to talk to you all about those if you want to learn more about those, and I can give you some suggestions on some. For those of you that don't know what a studio monitor is, it's basically 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 large speakers, but they're designed specifically to work in a recording studio and pick up the smallest sounds and all that. What I use now is I use these Able Planet Lynx Audio studio recording headphones. I got these at Costco for about 60 bucks a piece, and they work really, really well. You have to turn them on and off. They also come with a battery like the Skull Candies did, and I like them a lot. The only issue I have with them is that when you turn on the audio, that boosts the sound and allows you to control the sound down here. And my only issue with that is it creates a light hum, and there can be an issue with that because when there's a light hum going, you don't know if it's your headphones or your audio. So that is something that you should definitely consider when you're shopping for headphones that have an on and off switch, because a lot of those will make sounds when they're turned on. So definitely look into that, and definitely look into either studio grade headphones or studio grade monitors. But if you are looking for a cheap, inexpensive way to record at home and you're just kind of doing it for fun, playing around on GarageBand with a snowball mic, I would disregard what the people are saying in the last video and just use something like a Skull Candy because it'll work fine, you know? But if you're looking for something more high-end, I would go with something like these. Alright, so I'm going to kind of go into Cloverfield mode here for a few minutes so I can kind of show you guys a little bit of what I do and where I record. We'll start in this hallway, and this hallway's got 3 guitars hanging down it, my 12-string, a Schecter, and an Epiphone. And then when you come down here, I record in this main area. So now you notice this is really what a home recording studio is. I mean, I don't have, you know, sound isolating foam on the walls, but I have my equipment. So I have my digital piano that I love to use to record. I got a few more of my guitars. I got a desk right here. That's where I put the MacBook when I am recording, and I plug it straight into the audio interface. And every once in a while I'll also hang a computer screen on this wall right here, and I like that to view audio, especially if I'm recording with a band. So then I got my Hofner right here, and then I got my Cyber Twin. The Cyber Twin, I really love it. I think it's a great amp. It's an older amp. It's about 10 years old, but it works fantastic, and I really love it. Then I got my acoustics amp, which is great for performing live with acoustic guitars and vocals. You know, it has 2 inputs. Then if you come over here, this is the magical closet that I showed earlier in the video. And when you come inside here, you'll see a few things. You'll see, first of all, I got an old kind of crappy guitar hanging right here that I just give the friends kind of to mess around with. But more so, I got my headphones hanging right here. I got my mic stands hanging with the mics on them. And I really like this corkboard, because this corkboard, you can buy these things right here, and then you can just hang stuff around them. So you'll notice I have my cords my cords sorted a little bit by I have them sorted by 1/4 inch, which is for guitars. I am sorted by these long ones that I use for recording with a band for the headphones. And then I have these down here, and all that is microphone headphones. Then if you look down here, as we get deeper in, I got more cables. I keep my harmonicas right there. And then when you get down in there, I hang some guitar straps from that. I got a DJU bay right there. And then I got some sheet music all over the place. And then I have my electronic drums right there. And I'd be glad to talk about those in a future video if anyone's interested on how I work with those. And then I got a cabinet right here that has all my stuff in it. Which includes picks, you know, tuners, strings, you know, anything you could possibly need. Now, if I go back a little bit, you'll notice I also have a few more amps here. I got another Fender amp, got a bass amp, got another acoustic amp, and I got a ukulele. So, yeah, that is the extent of my home recording studio. I also have a mandolin on the wall and my acoustic on the wall, which I'm sure you've seen before. And this is kind of where I record. So, yeah. Anyway, I really hope that this video has helped you guys out a little bit, and it can help you kind of take what you saw from my home recording studio and take what you saw from my updated stuff and make it your own and apply it to your own space and do something really cool with that. So thanks for watching, guys, and please in the comments, as always, ask me any questions you might have, any comments you might have. I'd love to hear them. Any things you'd like to see in a future video for how I record. If you want to hear my recordings, you can go to foglightstudios.com and you can go click on my name in the music tab and you can listen to it there. The best place to ask me questions is either on my Twitter or my Facebook or my website. That's probably the best place, as I've said in the last video. You can always send me a message here on YouTube and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But if you really want to, get in touch with me and get help or just talk about these videos, definitely hit me up on Twitter or Facebook. And I will put those links to my music, Facebook, and my Twitter down below. So please come and find me there and let's make some music.